could play.
8 songs. 8 songs.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, you better than me.
8 out of 20. That's bad.
There's like 2 songs I like from that shit.
It's still a bad album.
But don't that shit come out like next week too?
Huh?
Don't that shit come out next week?
I don't think there's a release date yet.
Oh wow.
It's coming out soon. Let him take his time with it because all the other shit he was coming up with was garbage. So I'm not in no rush to hear it. Let him take his time with it. Get it right.
Hopefully that shit's good or something.
Yeah, I hope. For his sake.
So the debate between Biden and Trump is coming very soon.
Hmm.
And if this year wasn't messy enough, it's gonna get more messy with this debate.
Mm-mm.
That's just gonna be funny. Alright. About to start in about 5 more minutes. You know what I don't fucking like about black social media?
Mhm.
Why the fuck we put our whole business on social media? Like, I was on the Instagram. I was on the Instagram like last week. I think I saw this. Somebody sent me this video about this mom just getting mad at her daughter, and her daughter was filming her mom on TikTok. The daughter was about to graduate, right? And the
Mhm.
mom was, "You are so fucking selfish. All I've done for you and whatnot." And I'm just thinking to myself, why is this shit even on TikTok
Hmm.
at a girl's graduation?
Stupid.
And then we
Yeah.
have this, and then it's gonna be all, "Oh shit, well we just did that. She just did that for protection." I'm like, protection from what?
Mm-mm.
Hell, for all I know, she could have been selfish to begin with. But at the same time, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? But yeah, we got niggas hyped for this 93 list and shit.
That's good.
Yes, yes. A lot of motherfuckers trying to guess which album's gonna make it to the top. I'm just like, y'all have to wait and see.
Mhm.
Y'all have to wait and see. We ain't saying shit.
It's a battle. It ain't
Right,
even about the countdown. It's a battle. It's gonna be albums against each other.
right.
That's why they got to vote.
It would be funny if a bad album you don't expect make it to number one.
No, there's no bad albums in the ones we picked. So it's gonna be all heaters.
Alright. I can't wait. You do anything for Memorial Day?
Huh?
You do anything for Memorial Day, like went to a cookout?
Yep. That's some food. I'm eating some chips right now.
Yeah, I just went to a cookout at work. Food was good though. Could have used a little bit more seasoning, but it was good. You know, I'm very picky about my seasonings. Y'all just can't put all-purpose seasoning and just call it a day. You gotta mix like 5 seasonings at once just to get a good taste to it. You gotta splish and splash and all that shit. These days, white people just buy one seasoning, salt, and just season that shit. But yeah, about to start this shit. Let me share this to my community tab. Shout out to my homegirl Kaya for graduating. That's what we need, graduates and stuff. Too many niggas dropping out. All right, let's start this shit. What's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely, lovely day? This your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy trying to building with me.
So,
Hope everyone had a safe Memorial Day. Hope everyone, for all of my veterans out here, hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all having the rest of the day. Uh, so we're gonna do a little double review. We're gonna do a re-review on this album, Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction, and we're gonna do a new review on the Spaghetti Incident, and that came out in 1993. So we're going to start off with Appetite for Destruction first. This is the first album they came out with. This came out July 21st, 1987 on Geffen Records. It was produced by Mike Klink. It was known for singles like It's So Easy, Mr. Brownstone, Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City, and Night Train. Guns N' Roses consists of members Axl Rose, Slash, Izzy Stradlin, Duff, Rose McKagan, and Steven Adler. I think it's the first time Try is actually talking about a Guns N' Roses album. So, how did you get into Guns N' Roses?
I
And if
didn't.
you,
I just know a couple of these songs.
so you're not
That's really about it. I'm not into I'm not a fan of theirs like that. I just know like some of these songs.
respect. So this is like your first time hearing Appetite for Destruction, right?
It's my first time hearing any of the albums.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember you saying like you just like I know you're not like the biggest Guns N' Roses fans, and you know me, I'm not trying to force anybody to be a GNR fan, but you know, since you were alive at the time, like they were at their peak, just describe how big they were, like how big
I
they were.
have friends that was listening to them in elementary school. They were like buying the albums and stuff. You know what I mean? Like they were into them. And I used to always see MTV follow them around on tour.
Right.
Axl Rose was getting in trouble with doing something, and Slash, a great guitarist.
Yes.
He played on was it Black or White for Michael?
Yes, he did.
That was always been one of my favorite Michael songs, and I know like the stuff they were doing and shit, but I wasn't like listening to them like that. And a lot of these songs were like used in like commercials and movies and shit.
Right.
Like the movie for what is it that Clint Eastwood film? Was Dirty Harry? I think it
Yeah.
was. They used that in the trailer. Welcome to the Jungle. You know, um, Sweet Child of Mine was used in like commercials and stuff, and You know, Hot 97. They were playing it because they had like a segment that was well. They used to have a segment called Whitish Wednesday, and they would
Oh,
just play nothing but like white artists on Wednesday. That was like a segment they used to do. They
but
stopped
then
doing it. Huh?
I'm sorry, but didn't Hot 97 start off as a white station before?
If they did, it was way back in the day. I was
Yeah,
listening to them in the '90s when Wendy and Angie was there and shit from Flux.
that's funny.
But they had like they had well, they for whatever reason they stopped doing the Whitish Wednesday segment, but they would play like rock artists, pop artists, like all white artists. So they were playing Guns N' Roses on there, but I didn't listen to them they stuff like that. And then I remember seeing like MTV talk about the Chinese Democracy album. They got
Jesus.
bootlegged or some shit, and that was like a big thing.
That album, I'm gonna talk about that after you're done. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all.
And you know, I saw them get inducted in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Axl Rose was in there.
Yeah, Billy Joe Armstrong disrespected
Yeah,
Axl, but that's another story for a different day.
just by playing Rock Band, like some of these songs was in the Rock Band game. So I know some of these songs, but I wasn't like listening to them.
Respect. Okay. Well, how I got into Guns N' Roses, they actually the Welcome to the Jungle song was on the Lean on Me movie. Like the scene when you go into like the East Side High or whatever the name of that high school was.
But
Like that too, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like some raw ass shit.
mhm,
And so then we was just like looking up more about this group and just how like dope they were, crazy they were. It's like they were like one of those rock groups that was known for like their backstage antics
well,
as much as their music. I know now, Slash and Duff are back in the band and they're planning on working on a new album. Thank God, I'm glad that they like softened the bread and stuff like that too. But at the same time, it's just like at their peak and at their prime, they were really like one of the best at the peak. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's like as high as they went high, their downfall was just breathtaking, if that makes sense. And yeah, and it's like the reason why I really wanted to re-review Appetite for Destruction, not just trying to get Try's opinion on the album, but at the same time, it was just like debating on an age-old question. Is this album hair metal? Like, is Guns N' Roses hair metal? Because there's like a lot of motherfuckers over the years that kind of want to say that Guns N' Roses were hair metal, they weren't hair metal, and whatnot too. Kind of like with Van Halen and shit too. Because when people think glam metal, we obviously think Def Leppard, Rat, Motley Crue, Poison. You know what I'm saying? Cinderella, all that shit. But then Guns N' Roses came out and they just brought like that raw energy. Like they had that same energy as like thrash metal acts like Megadeth and Metallica, but it's like they had like the marketable appeal because Geffen Records, at the time that was like the premier rock label at that time too. You know what I'm saying? Like David Geffen, one of the most influential cats, because at that label at that time, he had cats like Sammy Hagar, he had Asia, Berlin, and everything like that too. And I think if I'm not mistaken, Elton John was in that label at that time. You had Stone Roses, White Snake, and of course Aerosmith, which that's a group that has been noticed as a key influence when it comes to Guns N' Roses. And so yeah, man, it's just like they just definitely had that harder energy that you can put them like with people like the Rolling Stones and whatnot too. And Appetite for Destruction is just like one of those influential albums that's to the testament when it came to like rock music and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've done a review on this album years ago, and y'all can go check it out on my channel. But at the same time too, I felt like I've grown more as a reviewer, so I was like, why not talk about this album again? So, you guys should know Guns N' Roses formed in March of 1985. They originally consisted of two bands, Hollywood Rose and the LA Guns and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So they combined two bands, members combined one another. Um, yeah, man. So they formed a band and everything like that too. Originally, they were trying to get a new vocalist, and Izzy wanted Axel from Hollywood Rose to be in the group. Izzy being from Hollywood Rose as well too. And so pretty much like right from the gate, they started working together, and a couple members got replaced and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? And so the classic lineup pretty much was finalized like in June 4th, 1985. And so they pretty much went on tours and everything like that too. Fast forward to 1986, they dropped the EP live, live like a suicide. You know what I'm saying? Pretty cool EP. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about that EP was the fact that pretty much consisted of like demo tapes. They had a few cover songs, a few original songs, and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? And that got them like a lot of notoriety. And so they were beginning to work on this album like in the early part of '87 up until the June 23rd and shit like that too. And what many people really failed to realize when it came to this album was that when the album really first came out, it wasn't the biggest commercial seller that it was. It took about a couple of singles to really like get it bumping. And you got to remember, 1987 was like a big year for rock music because that's like one of my favorite years when it comes to like rock music because you had cats like Def Leppard, Hysteria, shout out to Ray Sean, for that review, stuff like that too. U2 with the Joshua Tree. I said my thoughts on that album. Edward Smith, Permanent Vacation. You know what I'm saying? What's that other cat? I think Motley Crue dropped an album '87. I forgot the name of that shit at the moment, but yeah, '87. That was a very big year, and Guns N' Roses was like competing with hella cats, but it wasn't until the Welcome to the Jungle single that they came out with like in September that really took them out there. But we're gonna get more into that in a minute. And so with this album, it really was not until like kept touring a lot and everything that it really became more popular in '88 and carried them all the way throughout like '89ish and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? A little controversy when it comes to this album. You see this album cover right here? This is not the original album cover. And there was some controversy with the original album cover and stuff like that too, because the original album cover was supposed to have like a robot. Okay, just picture me when I say this, like a robot raping a girl, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I want to show you guys the album cover, but I don't know if I will get demonetized. Just look it up for yourselves and stuff like that, because I don't have time for YouTube being on my ass and shit. But yeah, man. So this is like the traditional album. This is the traditional album cover right here. It just has all the members in like skulls and everything like that. With the crucifix, and of course, got all the members right here. You got Axl Rose, of course, right here. You got Izzy Stradlin, Steven Adler. No, excuse me. That's Duff right here. Excuse me. Yeah, of course, you got Slash, and then you got Steven Adler right here. That's what the album looks like and shit. Of course, you gotta have the lyrics. Oh wait, this okay. So this is the OG album cover, but I'm not gonna show that to you for too long. All right, so let's get this shit over. So this album has 12 songs. We're gonna get right straight into what many people consider the signature track on this album, "Welcome to the Jungle." You know what I'm
Welcome
saying?
to the jungle.
See, he knows that song.
That's what that was everywhere.
Yeah, that was everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, black kids listen to that. Asian kids listen
Mm-hmm.
to that. Mexican
Mm-hmm.
kids listen to that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
if they did shit like that all the time, I would love them.
We'll talk about that because I still say you have to listen to the Use Your Illusion albums though,
Okay.
but because they did like a lot more piano ballads and I feel like they did like a lot more progressive shit on that album. But that album, we'll talk more about that album in a minute. But this might be like the best starter track on a rock album I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, mind you, this is not the first single. This was pretty much like the third single off this album. And by far, it's
Mhm.
pretty much like the song that put them on the map, if you ask me. This song was written about from Axl Rose talking about his experiences, you know what I'm saying, while visiting a friend in Seattle and going from the big city because and Axl Rose, if I'm not mistaken, he was like from Indiana, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look this up right quick. Yeah, Lafayette, Indiana. Yeah. So, Indiana's like more of like a mountain kind of state. You know what I'm saying? So Seattle like more of like I mean Seattle had its mountains too, but it's like the more of a city atmosphere and shit, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't until, the grunge shit hit, but that's another story for a different day. Very, very, very dope track. I love the riff from Slash on this one, you know what I'm saying? This just pretty much has the band in its full energy and everything like that too, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy because the music video was very, very, very raw, very dope. It's interesting because they played a music video one time, the first time at 5 a.m. on a Sunday,
Mhm.
and they wanted to ban it because, MTV at this time, they had those videos where you can only play late at night. Then they had like the Happy Dappy, Hall and Oates, Cindy Lauper videos that play all throughout the morning and shit like that too. But they kept getting calls from people saying, "Hey, we want to listen to that Welcome to the Jungle. Play that Welcome to the Jungle." And so they put that shit on the clock on MTV, and the rest is history. I mean, that video alone just pictures MTV. I mean, it's not MTV. Guns N' Roses at its best. You know what I'm saying? Just Axel doing that weird snake kind of dance, Slash with the cigarette and the guitar stance and stuff like that. I mean, that's the Guns N' Roses that I fucking love. I mean, this song is a classic, classic, classic song. Love it. You good, try?
Yo,
Yeah, you good?
yeah, my bad. I couldn't hear it.
You said you couldn't hear me?
Nah, I hear you now.
Oh,
I hear you now.
oh, okay. Well, long story short, love this
It was the
song.
volume was going in and out.
You said the volume is going in and out.
No,
What?
it was going in and out. Like for some
Uh,
reason, I don't know.
StreamYard.
I hear you now. Yeah, StreamYard bugging.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
long story short, I just said I love this song. This song was like their breakthrough song. MTV didn't play the video at first like that, but then people kept requesting that shit.
Yeah.
Talk about Axe going to Seattle from Indiana, classic rock record.
Hmm. Welcome to the Jungle.
Yes, sir.
Classic. Love it. I love it. Like this, like you said, it was a great way to start off the a rock album. You know, and just the guitars and that inspire and Axel at his finest when he's screaming, and
Yes.
that's like the perfect theme song for like a boxing match or a wrestling match or any sporting event. You know what I mean? So yeah, I love it.
Mhm. Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, there's like four songs on this album I can say is as a contender for like their signature song, but Welcome
Right.
to the Jungle alone,
Yep.
that's just timeless. Timeless, you know what I'm saying? All right,
Mm-hmm.
it gets worse every day. Oh man, track number two, "It's So Easy." Another pretty cool song right here. You know what I'm saying? This pretty much was a song where they were just talking about how it's pretty much a tribute to groupies. Let's just be real. It's just a tribute to groupies. And it was pretty much how they were talking about how it's so easy hooking up with girls, especially once you're famous and everything like that too. Because groupies, they're always going to be down for the action and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So, very, very, very dope track. I love Slash's guitar riff on this one as well too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is definitely another classic track.
Did not like this track.
Really?
Did not like it. Nah.
Why
Only
did
like
you
three
like
songs
it?
I like on this album. So
Yeah.
did not like this one.
Well, I can only say the next album I don't like at all. So
Lord.
we might be two. We might be 2 for 2 on that one.
Oh Lord.
Well, you say you don't like this song because of what?
I didn't care for the beat.
Okay. I mean, I feel you on that. I can respect that. All right. Next song, "Night Train." This is a favorite song of mine. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much a track where it was just talking about, their reckless lifestyle, drinking a lot, doing all that crazy shit. Just pretty much like a feel good kind of song. And definitely, definitely, definitely one of my favorites when it comes to this album as well too. I love the bluesiness when it comes to this track. Um, yeah, timeless. I like this one.
Nope. Nope. Didn't like it.
You said nope.
Did not like it.
You said you like three songs. Let me guess. "Welcome to the Jungle,"
Yes.
"Sweet Child of Mine," and "Paradise City." Right.
Yep.
So
How
pretty
did
much
you?
the singles and shit.
They're pretty much the singles. Yep.
I just know. I just know you. I just know you.
Yep.
I just know you, try.
Pretty much the singles.
Because I was just, hmm, should I ask Al right? But I'm not. You know me. I don't force motherfuckers to like shit. You know. Hey, because I was surprised because this is the same guy. You say you didn't want to listen to Destiny's Child and shit. We end up liking almost all the albums.
Yeah. That was by chance.
You didn't like Master P, but you said Ghetto D was
Uh,
dope.
that was by luck.
I can't wait till we talk about Talking Heads next week because I
Well, I
cannot.
like one of their albums. Todd, the one with the what's the one with the with they wearing like the red mask and shit.
Remaining Light.
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. But everyone loves that album though when it comes to them.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's a dope album.
Yeah.
Shit. That's how I was like, let me just throw in the Force MDs too, just to make sure, so just to please the black audience and shit. Let me stop. Let me stop. But yeah, Night Train. This was pretty cool. All right, track number 4, "Out to Get Me." One of my favorite Guns N' Roses songs they've ever done. Yo, Axel was a fucking beast when it came to this record right here. You know what I'm saying? This track was talking about police brutality. And Axel wrote this after being harassed by the police for shit that he didn't do. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of interesting too, because you said something about Easy E, how he
Mm-hmm.
has songs from Guns N' Roses and shit. And Axel's always been a huge fan of NWA. He even wore like NWA hats a lot during like the Use Your Illusion tour and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this
Who
song,
has those songs, those unreleased joints?
fuck, I want to say it's fucking Tamika. I want to say,
Oh, so we may never hear it then.
yeah, we may never hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. 'Cause I remember Slash doing an interview. He was talking about some shit like that too.
Mm.
But yo, this track right here definitely has like an ACDC kind of feel to it, and it's kind of ironic because like the B sides to "Welcome to the Jungle" is an ACDC cover, "Whole Lot of Rosie" and stuff, which is a dope cover. And this one was talking about police brutality. I love the chorus that they were talking about. Axel talking about, they're out to get me. They won't catch me. I'm fucking innocent. They won't break me and shit like that too. That's interesting. A white man talking about police brutality at this time. That's interesting. But
Mm.
yeah,
You know, a great message. I didn't care for the beat though, but the message in the song is what's important.
right. I can respect
That was,
that.
those Easy East tracks, we need for them to put out that report. We got to hear those songs at some point.
I feel like
You know,
eventually, honestly, if the kid, I don't know who's in really controlling his estate, but I feel like if one of the kids controls his estate, we might have a bit more posthumous Eazy-E albums.
right? Like an EP or something with them.
Yeah,
Well, that'd be some
because
shit. Easy and Guns N' Roses. Wow.
that temporary insanity album,
Mm,
I heard a few tracks from that one. If that would have really came out like when it was supposed to have came out, that might have been like his artistically his best album. To be real with
right.
you, but
Mm,
shit had to happen, and then he had the wrong people looking after his business assets and
mm-hmm.
shit. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it fucking real and shit. All right. Off topic. Did you watch the Knuckles show yet?
I'm gonna check that out on streaming because I seen it. I didn't watch the episode yet.
Yeah, I gotta catch up online. I gotta watch that. The Stacks
Mm,
documentary. I gotta finish
mm,
Diario from Detroit. I gotta talk about season one at some point.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. All right. So that's out to get me.
Is it
Track
good?
number 5. What?
Your Knuckles show?
I didn't watch it yet. I just saw.
Oh,
I just turned on my Fire Stick and this fucking ad came on.
yeah. I didn't see it yet.
Yeah. All right. Track number 5, Mr. Brownstone. My favorite track on this album. You know what I'm saying? This is technically like the first single off this album. And Mr. Brownstone pretty much is about fucking heroin. Let's just keep it real. It's about heroin. A little trivia though. All the members minus Axel definitely did heroin and stuff like that too.
Of
You know
course,
what I'm saying? So you
of
said of
course they do.
course.
What else? What else would they do when you're in your rock store? Women and drugs. You know, the rock star life. You know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Pretty
Cocaine and
dope.
cunt.
You said what?
Cocaine and cunt. You know what I'm saying? You know, the greatest cocktail ever. The
But yeah,
cocaine and cunts.
yeah, man. Just talk about like their heroin addictions and whatnot too. I mean, this was a very dope track. No, I'm not telling you kids to do drugs,
Yes.
to do shit like this too, but
Do
at the
not do
same time,
drugs,
me.
kids. Do not do drugs. Wait till you're an adult, and then
But
you figure it out yourself. You know,
shit, but yeah, I like this track.
nah, I didn't like the beat. Did not like
Oh
it.
my
Why do they
god.
call it Mr. Brownstone anyway? What is that about?
You said why do they call it that?
Yeah, what is like is the title of a meaning or something or
Because Mr. Brownstone was like a slang term for like the heroin dealer, pretty much,
mm,
from what I looked up.
that
And
makes sense.
what? Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they call it Brownstone. Why they call heroin Brownstone? I've never done heroin, so. But yeah, that's just a old today drug dealer and shit like that too.
I'm thinking houses when you
And
say that,
rock
Mr. Brown.
acts, they will always. It's kind of interesting because when it comes to like a lot of rock acts, they'll sometimes be so drugged out their minds they'll even think they're drug dealers in the liner notes, like Fleetwood Mac. They think they're drug dealer on the rumors liner notes and shit like that.
Wow,
I'm just like,
they were that high.
they were that high and fucking. Let's just say that.
They
And
were like,
everybody
I
at
gotta
Fleetwood
thank
Mac,
my drug dealer, Mr.
everybody at
Brownstone.
everybody at Fleetwood Mac was just fucking one another. Let's just keep it real. All
The
right,
orgy.
all right. Check number 6. Take me down to Paradise City where the grass is
God.
green and the girls are pretty. I just tease the
Yeah, I know that
take me
one.
down to Paradise City where the grass is
Yeah.
green and the girls are
Girls
pretty.
out
See,
there.
you know that one, right?
Yeah.
You know that one, right?
Yep.
Right. This feel good
I
track, right?
I know that one.
Yeah, this one right here. I'm gonna be real with you. At first, I did not like this song. At first,
Mhm.
I felt like it was a bit too slowish for me. You know what I'm saying? But then over the years, I came to appreciate it. It's just whenever I think about this track, I feel like somebody achieving what they always wanted to achieve in their life. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like this was their "We Are the Champions" to say the least. Let's just be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Just that fucking ode to city life and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? So love the riff from Izzy and Slash on this one. So this was very fine, fire.
Classic record. Classic. I know that one for sure because that was played everywhere also.
Take me down to Paradise City where the grass is green and
It's
the girls
chorus
are
is catchy. You know what I mean? Yep.
yes. All right. And this is actually the only track, excuse me, on Appetite for Destruction to feature a synth. And this is actually Slash's favorite song on Appetite for Destruction. Actually, it's actually his favorite Guns N' Roses song, to be real with you.
Oh wow.
hmm Next song, My Michelle. This one was another cool track right here. Very interesting track. Pretty much, this one was an ode to his Axel wrote this as an ode to his friend Michelle Young and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, excuse me. Yeah, it was like a friend from his old high school and shit. And yeah, man, it was pretty much his first attempt at a love song, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So this one was pretty cool. It was not really one of my favorites, but it was pretty
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, we actually got it. It's all right. Okay, we actually got it. It's all right. All right.
Mhm.
All right. Next song we got is "Think About You." Um, this is another quasi love song. To me, I'm gonna be real with you. I like this song, but this is probably like the
Mhm.
most glam. This is like the most glam metal song on this album. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, I mean the yelling chorus, the loud guitars, and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I do like glam metal. Glam metal is dope, but there's some glam metal acts where you can tell it's a glam metal song. Like when you listen to a song from like fucking Poison. I'm just gonna say Poison. You can
Right.
tell it's glam metal. Um, they did that song. They did that song "Talk Dirty to Me." There be nothing but a good time. That song, those kind of songs. What do you think of like a group like fucking Warren? She's my cherry pie. Where motherfuckers just like screaming each word and making motherfuckers know the
Mhm.
word. Um, I can go on and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I would even say some of Ozzy stuff in the mid '80s kind of had that glam metal ish, like Bark at the Moon ish. You know what I'm saying? Had some glam metal elements, but yeah, this is like the most glam metal song on this album, so it's alright.
Eh, I ain't like.
Hmm. Yes, definitely. I next song we got is probably another one of Try's favorites, some Sweet Child
Yes.
of Mine.
Sweet child of mine. Yes.
She's got a smile and a sing
Mm, 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 mm.
me,
Yep.
reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as
Yep.
fresh as the bright blue sky, sky,
Yes.
sky. Now and then when see her face. She takes me away to that special place. And come on, man, like, come on, you cannot
Classic
hate
record
on a
right there.
song. You cannot hate on a song like this.
Oh boy,
But one GNR member hated this track at
who was that?
first. Slash, Slash.
Wow, you hated the song?
So when he at first, because when he was doing the riff, he did a riff as a joke because they were doing like a jam session, and Slash is in the other room writing this song, and Slash was just playing around on the guitar, like playing like a circus melody, like that dee dee. Because when you go on the circus, he had that
Right.
weird dee 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 kind of music and shit like that too. And Axel came downstairs, and he pretty much just liked what he heard, and he was just like, "Yo, you're gonna use that shit for a sweet child of mine."
Wow.
And he actually wrote this song based on his girlfriend at the time, Erin Everly. You know what I'm saying? Who was the daughter of Don Everly and Vanessa Stevenson. Don Everly being part of the one half of the Everly brothers. You know what I'm saying? The group that did that song, Dream, 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 Dream. That song.
Yes, yes, I remember.
Yes, I love that record. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't like the song, but then over the years he came to appreciate it. This is actually their most again, this is the most successful song. It's always those artists that don't like the song, but it ended up being the most successful
Right,
song
right.
and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't it funny how you can just make a whole list? Craig Max, Flavor in Your Ear. He
You
didn't
didn't
like the
like
beat.
Flavor in the Air?
He didn't like
What?
the beat. Yeah, he didn't
Shit.
like it.
If it wasn't for AZ
I
Mob,
think
it
it was
would never be a. That would never be a classic record.
I think it was either Puffy or Easy Moby that told him he had to record this. There was one good thing Puffy
That's
did,
the
but
one of the very few things Puffy did right.
few things he did right. One of the few things.
The very few. Just less
Right.
than 10.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Crazy.
this was a pretty cool song. I mean, it's like a classic rock staple at this point.
Classic rock song. Definitely. Love the guitars on that beat. Yep.
Yeah. All right. And next one we got is "You're Crazy." Now, I said "Think About You" was the most glam metal song on this album, but this is probably the most heaviest song on this record. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, he's talking about Axel's talking about a girl who's fucking horny and wants to have sex all the fucking time and stuff
Mhm.
like that. You know what I'm saying? And they did this song again on the GNR Lies album, but the version on that album was like a more acoustic version, slower version. I prefer this version, to be real with you. This is the version I prefer. But yeah, this one was pretty hot. I like this one. Axel was at his best when he does his screaming, when his voice was literally at on point. You know what I'm saying?
It was alright.
Hey, we got another. It's all right. It's all right. Okay. All right. Next song is "Anything Goes." Um, from what I looked up, this is actually one of the earliest Guns N' Roses songs they've recorded when they were on the Hollywood Rose, well, with Axel and Izzy, who had the Hollywood Rose group and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So this one was pretty cool. I like the fact that they incorporated like a harmonica on this track right here, which I want to say who was playing the harmonica? I want to say it was Izzy playing the harmonica. I want to say, but I could be fucking wrong. But yeah, this one was a very hot track right here. You said what? You said what?
Said I didn't like it.
Ah, and we're back to the we don't like it. And the last track, Rocket Queen. Man, this is a very infamous song when it comes to GNR. So, reason why it's infamous. So pretty much when it comes to this song, you know what I'm saying? The song was actually named after a girl that Axel was fucking with at his time named Barbie Von Grief, and she was known as Rocket Queen, and she was like known for being like a groupie, a partier, and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So he's it's pretty much like an ode to her, that party lifestyle. But like throughout the song, he's fucking this girl. He's actually fucking a girl and shit like that too. Like that's why like all that moaning and shit's for real. Another reason why like this song's kind of infamous was because this was the song that they were playing when Axel pretty much had that infamous stage dive incident. And you guys should know what I'm talking about when they were performing in St. Louis and Axel saw somebody videotaping the concert and shit like that. So he jumped on stage and he whooped his ass. And once he got off stage, he was like, "Thanks to the lame ass security, I'm going home." And so that started off a riot. Luckily, no one got killed. Luckily, nobody got killed, thank God. But Axl Rose and Guns N' Roses, they were pretty much banned from St. Louis. So if you guys look at the liner notes on the Use Your Illusion albums, they say "fuck you, St. Louis" and shit like that too. So that's pretty much why the song's kind of infamous. He said
He
nope.
said nope. We talking about the first. You talking about the first track on there?
Now I'm talking about Rocket Queen.
On the same album?
Yeah, Appetite for Destruction.
No, I ain't like that one.
Oh man. Well, not surprised. All right. Well, overall, this is a classic album when it comes to rock music. Must have in your collection. This is, dare I say, their best album. You know what I'm saying? This was like a nice alternative when it came to like the party, happy-go-lucky glam metal that was happening at this time. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5. I feel like everybody was at their peak when it came to this album, shit like that. So, I mean, if you guys are a fan like hard rock, heavy metal, this is a perfect album for you.
I love the album cover. The album cover was great. Classic album cover. And the three singles they picked, I love those. That's about it.
Oh, okay, well, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, before we go to spaghetti and I'm gonna go downstairs and get me some water right quick. My throat's dry. God knows I need some water for this next review. All right, let's get this shit over with. The spaghetti incident. Yeah. Now I've been trying to avoid on this channel for years. But I was like, you know what? Everyone deserves a trash review once in a while. Why not Guns N' Roses? Oh God, look at this album cover, man. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Man, what kind of Chef Boyardee spaghetti did they pick?
I feel like some spaghettios now.
Right. Where the fuck is the meat at?
Right?
Pause. Alright. So this album came out November 23rd, 1993 on, excuse me, Geffen Records. It's pretty much a covers album and whatnot too, you know what I'm saying? Sorry about that. Produced by Mike Klink, Guns N' Roses, Duff McKagan, and Jim Mitchell. It came out with two singles, Ain't It Fun and Since I Don't Have You. So, in a nutshell, Guns N' Roses was not going through a good time. It's like they had the highest highs and the lowest kind of lows. So they pretty much was going through like the Use Your Illusion tour, which pretty much started before the album even came out and whatnot too. So and it kind of went on to become like the longest tour or one of the longest rock tours of all time. And so pretty much, what had happened, like also in November 7th of 1991, Izzy Stradlin had pretty much quit the band after, there was almost another riot in Germany and shit like that too. And there was like a lot of reasons why he actually quit the band. One of the reasons was because he had recently gotten sober and he didn't want to be around like everyone drinking and doing heroin. Another reason, and this is probably one of the most famous, was him and Axl was kind of falling out around this time too. Because I think Izzy felt like his ideas was not really in the forefront. There was also a post about bad money management when it came to the group as well too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all those issues accumulated together. To me, once Izzy left the group, that was the beginning of the end, in my personal opinion, because Izzy's songwriting, like people talk about the chemistry with Axl and Slash, and I like that, but the chemistry between Axl and Izzy is what really sparked the creative spark when it came to this band, especially once we get to like the Use Your Illusion albums. And around this time too, Axl was also, getting arrested, for, the whole issue in St. Louis, and then, assaults and stuff like that too. And he was put on probation. You know what I'm saying? So Izzy was pretty much replaced by Gilby Clarke. And Gilby Clarke pretty much was an instrumental figure when it came to like Guns N' Roses around this time as well too. So, also around this time, the tensions in the band was still going high. And Guns N' Roses was also just pissing off other rock acts at this time. Like, they had gotten beefs with, like, Nirvana because there was an issue at the VMAs where Axl and Kurt Cobain almost went at it because of the fact that, Kurt Cobain was with Courtney Love at the time. And Courtney Love jokingly asked Axl, you know what I'm saying, if he could be the godfather to the baby. Because at this time she was pregnant with Francis. And Axl pretty much told Kurt Cobain to he says, and I'm paraphrasing, like, to tell your bitch to get out my face, get your bitch out with your face, and some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Also, too, they had also gotten issues with like Metallica because they were pretty much, touring with Metallica, and James Hetfield, he pretty much burned himself on stage after like a pyrotechnic issue and stuff like that too. And some of the sparks got into his body. And Guns N' Roses was supposed to have gone after, but at the same time, Axl complained he had voice issues, and that pretty much rubbed off James Hetfield the wrong way because like, I got burned, and you could have just handled everything, but you couldn't have throat issues, and then that caused another riot and stuff. See, Guns N' Roses was pretty much starting riots wherever they went. Let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? So that caused another riot. A lot more people got injured in this riot as well too. So, after the ending of the Use Your Illusion tour, they were planning on doing like a covers album because at this time they had pretty much was doing like random covers of anything. Like they did a cover of We Will Rock You and everything like that too. I mean, not We Will Rock You, but Wild Horses from the Rolling Stones and shit. You know what I'm saying? And originally this album was supposed to have been an EP that was supposed to came out in '92, but it got pushed to '93 because they wanted to do a whole full album and whatnot too. And I've also forgot to mention Steven Adler. He also left the group in 1989 due to like sobriety issues as well too. And so yeah man, so like I said, this was pretty much a covers of like certain punk acts, rock acts. I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of the rock acts that they covered, some of them I'm fans of, some of them I have not really heard a lot of their music and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? The people who I've heard their songs, you're gonna know and stuff like that just based on what I think about the artist and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just gonna speak from my own bias. Like I said, I'm gonna listen to how Guns N' Roses actually do the song right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Um, to this day, they pretty much called this album the Spaghetti Incident because speaking of Steven Adler, funny story. So he was doing drugs and he pretty much hid the drugs in the refrigerator next to some takeout containers. And one of the takeout containers has some spaghetti in it and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And this caused some controversy with Steven Adler because his lawyer, I think his lawyer wanted to press legal action and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? He sued the band because just based on technically it was like Steven's idea, and they felt like they should get like some royalties when it came to that. You know what I'm saying? So this led to the band naming the album the Spaghetti Incident, if that makes sense. Which I never actually knew that shit, but I never actually liked this album, so it never really crossed my mind. But I know I'm really being a bit too hard on this album, but like I said, I've been trying to avoid reviewing this album for years and years and years. But I'm just like, I mean, I already talked about literally all the Guns N' Roses albums. I'm not going to do China's Democracy because I don't really consider that a Guns N' Roses album. I more than consider that an Axl Rose project, and that album is not really worth talking about. To be real with you, like the Guns N' Roses, I acknowledge if it's Axl slash Izzy, Dub, and Steven. You know what I'm saying? But that's besides the point. All right, so yeah, this controversial album. Let's get right into it. Track number one, Since I Don't Have You. This is a cover of the Skyliners song. The Skyliners, they were like a doo-wop group from like the 50s. And it's kind of weird. Like Guns N' Roses is a heavy metal hard rock group. Why the fuck they doing doo-wop covers? You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of the singing on this album. It's like it's an okay song, but the singing, actual singing on some of these songs is just what really threw me off and whatnot too. And you know how some rock acts they like to end off with certain songs like yeah, like they did something and shit like that too. And yeah, I didn't care for this cover. This is not a good cover. I mean, vocally, it was better than most, but I don't want to hear Guns N' Roses covering doo wop. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah. Like doo wop, Guns N' Roses, doo wop, and this was a single too. Out of all the, this was a fucking single.
Man.
They covered people from the New York Dolls, the Stooges, Sex Pistols, for God's sakes. Why the fuck am I hearing a cover for the Skyliners? Why the fuck am I hearing this shit?
Right.
Q said, "Oh yeah, they also have a song called One in a Million." Yeah, I reviewed that. I talked about that on the GNR Lies album review, but I'd rather listen to GNR Lies than this album. But that's another story. We try. You say you don't like this shit?
Yeah. I like the first song.
You like the first song?
Yeah, that's the only one I like on.
You like Since I Don't Have You?
Yeah.
Are you fucking what? What? Hold on. Wait a minute. So you don't like Mr. Brownstone, Rocket Queen. You don't like none of them shits, but you like
Yep.
this song.
Yep.
Wow. 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 Okay. Okay. Wow. I guess if Guns N' Roses made a doo-wop album with New Edition, you'll be listening to that shit, right?
Hey, you never know. It might be good. It might turn out bad.
Wow.
You know.
Wow. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. But anyway, next song, doo-wop. Next song is called New Rose.
Yeah.
This was a cover of The Damned, the song from The Damned. I've never actually listened to The Damned like that. To be real with you, I think that's like some. You said what?
What are they? The Damned.
Yeah, that's the people who they covered the song, The Damned.
That's that's why they know you don't hear from them. They were damned.
I'll be damned. Shit, I'll be damned.
You have to wait.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I mean, this should have started off the album if they had to pick something. This should have started off the album. I don't know what that doo-wop shit they were doing on the preview. I don't know.
Yeah. So maybe like it.
Oh, you don't like this one? Okay, all right. You don't like this one, but you like when they do some doo-wop shit. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right. Hey, you know I like to mess with you, man. You know I like to mess with you.
Mhm.
All right, next song is called "Down on the Farm" from the UK, covered from the UK subs. Why is Axel trying to sing like Iggy Pop on this song? Like he's doing some like Axel. What the fuck? All I need is some inspiration before I do somebody some. That's some Iggy Pop. Mind you, they covered Iggy Pop on this fucking album.
Mhm.
Why the fuck? Oh my Jesus Christ. See, now I don't even want to eat spaghetti no more. Just listen to this album, man. Yeah, I don't like this shit. I don't like.
Nope. That shit don't even look like real spaghetti. It looks like fucking Chef Boyardee.
All I need is some
I don't know real.
inspiration.
The song is awful.
It's horrible.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. Now go on to some next shit. Why wasn't the next song, Human Being, cover up the New York motherfucking Dolls? Shout out to Sam, because me and Sam, we talk about the New York Dolls a lot, and he's a huge fan. I wish he would come on this channel to talk about this album and stuff, but I can't ask for everything. But the New York Dolls, I consider the New York Dolls to be really like the first or the pioneers when it came to like glam rock. If you ask me, you know what I'm saying? They had like a lot of dope albums and shit too. You know what I'm saying? I like most of this shit, like this shit from the '70s, like the first two albums from the '70s. That's the shit I like from them. But yeah, man, this was dope. This is the shit I want to hear them cover. Not no fucking doo-woppy, no fucking fugazi kind of shit. I don't want to hear that fucking shit. I want them to go down to their punk motherfucking roots.
Yeah.
You don't like it, do you?
No.
Yeah, I should have known.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is actually my favorite track on this album. Just being real. This for a brief moment, they actually sounded like Guns N' Roses. All right. Next song, Raw Power. This is a cover from the Stooges, Iggy Pop and the Stooges. And this was a nice cover. You know what I'm saying? The Stooges, another dope group that pretty much was one of the earliest influences when it came to like punk rock and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you gotta have the Stooges cover the Stooges and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? I guess they couldn't afford the Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin and shit. Like they couldn't afford to cover them and shit because But this one was pretty straight. I like this one.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just gonna get it out there. Do you like anything from this album?
The first song.
The first,
Yeah.
the the doo-wop song,
Yes.
the doo-wop cover you like.
Yep.
This is a group that redefined hard rock in the '80s, and the one song, minus a single, is a doo-wop song. You funny, you try. You funny, man. You funny. You funny. All right. Track number 6, "Ain't It Fun," featuring Michael Monroe. Michael Monroe, he's actually the vocalist from the glam punk group Hanoi Rocks. You know what I'm saying? You guys probably heard that name. One of the members, Razzle, he was passed away in a car accident riding with Vince Neil when Vince Neil was driving drunk and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? These niggas, man, I tell you, the '80s was just wild as fuck. Y'all niggas just fucking anything, snorting anything, like y'all just living to excess and shit. Man, I tell you. But yeah, "Ain't It Fun?" This is a cover of the Dead Boys song. Um, Pretty much, it was like it was. I didn't like it. I didn't like this one. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Yeah. Now we're going back to normal. Now we're back to normal and shit. Anyway, alright. Next song, Buick McCain, "Big Dumb Sex." This is a cover of a T-Rex song, but it was also covered by Soundgarden too from their "Louder Than Love" album. Fucking classic album. You know what I'm saying? We were supposed to have actually done the Soundgarden breakdown at some point, but definitely gonna go back to doing that shit. I don't know if you fuck with Soundgarden, right? You hear me? Okay, I guess he's going through mic issues again. Alright, but anyway, yeah, this one was actually not a bad cover. I actually like this cover. I'm not the biggest T-Rex fan, but I do like Soundgarden. I do feel like Soundgarden was definitely like an influence when it came to that alternative sound and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one to call Soundgarden grunge because people want to be quick to call them grunge because of the fact that they're from Seattle and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? That's like me. That's like, let's just say Luther Vandross was from Compton and people call him a gangster rapper and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this was actually one of the few dope covers I actually like. You like this one? Anyway, all right. Well, he said he didn't care, man. He said what?
Yeah, I ain't like nothing else for the first track.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna run through the last couple of tracks because there's like only one more cover I like. "Hair of the Dog," Nazareth cover. Never really been a Nazareth fan. Next, "Attitude," that was pretty okay. You know what I'm saying? Misfits cover. "Black Leather," Steve Sex Pistols cover. I always loved the Sex Pistols. They only cared too much for this cover, surprisingly. Johnny Thunder's cover, "You Can't Put Your Arm Around a Memory." You know what I'm saying? Johnny Thunder was a member of the New York Dolls. This one was pretty a nice cover. It's like the New York Dolls shit was like the strongest shit on this album. Fear cover, "I Don't Care About You." They didn't care for this one. Now the controversy. They did a cover of a Charles Manson song. Yes, they did a cover of a Charles Manson song. The same Charles Manson that was killing all those people and wanted to frame the niggas and shit. Literally, look it up. The same Charles Manson that was once a member of the Beach Boys. Well, I'm not going to say a member, but let's just say understudy. Let's just say that before the Beach Boys stole their music, stole his music, changed his words around, and that's what made him crazy. So if you when you want to blame the Beach Boys for the whole Manson murders, people want to blame them. I don't really give a fuck, but um, this was a controversial cover. Like I said before, people didn't really like the fact that they covered a Charles Manson song, and Charles Manson being a crazy ass nigga and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't like this cover. Let's say I didn't care for it. I didn't care for this shit, and there's that. Okay, well, I guess you guys can say this is not really a good album when it comes to Guns N' Roses. It's interesting because it's like it don't really sound like a Guns N' Roses album, and I've never really been a big fan of cover albums like that. Some cover albums I do like Luther Vandross, the Songs album from '94, Rage Against the Machines cover album, I think it was called like Renegades or some shit like that from 2000 and stuff like that. But some other cover albums, it's like they just don't want anything for motherfuckers to cover. And sometimes some artists might not have the right vocal range for those sort kind of covers. And this is a perfect example. And you guys know how I always talk about how we have certain groups, when certain groups go through controversy, it's like they will drop a first album where it's like a success. Second album will be like a major blockbuster. The third album, they would want to go international, more commercial success. But then once you get to the fourth or fifth album, they want to do like a greatest hits or a covers album or a holiday, a Christmas album. Just look at some of your favorite groups that went through like a lot of controversy, backstage tension. Look at their discography, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So this was pretty much just a half-ass attempt just to save a sunken ship at this point. You know what I'm saying? And this might be like this and China's Democracy might be my least favorite Guns N' Roses album, to be real with you. And yeah, man, I just like really 3 songs from this album. This is if I would have seen this album in stores, I'll probably if it was like a penny or $1 or $2, I'll probably get it. But I would not even recommend this album. This is not a good album. You said what?
Don't like none of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you just if you wanted if you let me rephrase my words. Damn, I can't talk. So let's just say in future, would you be willing to listen to the Use Your Illusion albums in the future?
Use Your Illusion, was that one good?
Yeah, that has like November Rain. You could be mine. Coma. Yesterday's. Honestly, Use Your Illusion is like up there with Appetite for Destruction, if you ask me. But some diehard GNR fans want to be like, "Oh, it wasn't as hard rock," which I highly disagree. Because they did a first album, they did 2 albums. So the Use Your Illusion 1 was like the hard rock side. Use Your Illusion 2 was like the piano ballads, progressive rock side. But anyway, I think I might just end this off right here because I don't feel like I have a lot more to say. I think this album is actually out of print too. I'm trying to double check, which I'm not surprised, to be real with you. I'll be surprised they did re-release these albums over the years, though. But Discogs say 100. Oh, they're still in print. Oh wow. Who the fuck is buying this album? Damn, they re-released a lot of this. Okay, so it's pretty much out of print in the U.S., but overseas they re-release this overseas. Okay, makes sense. But all right. So I'm gonna end this off right here. 'Cause I gotta get ready for work in the morning. But pretty much gonna have an easy week. I'm gonna come back to y'all on Thursday for a mixtape review. You know what I'm saying? We're going to conclude the Erica Badu artist Sundays and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? With the mixtape review. And yeah, I'm actually doing a mixtape review because I don't do a lot of mixtape reviews on this channel. And we're going to talk about her, but you can't use my phone mixtape and stuff like that too. Which that mixtape has like 11 songs and stuff like that too. I was thinking about doing like a top 10 R&B albums from 1976 that day. I was thinking about doing that. If you're down,
Mhm.
okay,
Okay.
cool. All right. Also, Saturday is gonna be a big day for us. We got our battle. What's the best R&B album of 1993 battle? We also got the Facts of Life sitcom retrospective. The battle is 3 p.m. Facts of Life was 11 p.m. So definitely gonna be an interesting day Saturday. Thank God I'm off because I really can't deal with a lot of that shit working and doing back to back videos and shit. Um, yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna say for right now. You know what I'm saying? So, anything you want to say before we head out?
I'm gonna go live this week with Eric. I don't know what day yet, but sometime this week, maybe Thursday or something.
What y'all gonna talk about?
Just a regular live stream. I got some shit to test out the live stream equipment, so I want to see if it works.
Okay, cool. If I'm free that day, I'll probably slide through.
Yep.
Yeah, 'cause I think Thursday we definitely gonna do the Erica battle like 11 p.m. ish and stuff like that. 'Cause I work all morning, all week, so that's why I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do no reviews like that this week. But other than that, thank y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all so much for the love and everything like that too. Got some surprises on the way. Appreciate this try as usual, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.